name is Marco Dominic Gonzalez. It is March 7, 2014, 07:13 a.m. I'm watching GMA, and later I will continue day 3 of Business Sport College. There's so much going on, but I don't know what made me think of. I guess I was watching. Sometimes I watch before GMA. I watch the Desperata America. It's like the GMA, the Spanish GMA, and those ladies also. They have a great fashion sense, man. I mean, I don't know who styles, who's their stylist, but man, I mean, great ensembles. One of the, and I don't remember what that correspondent's name is, but she had a beautiful necklace, man, and a great coordination of black and white. But it just makes me think this sweater. You know, I put this sweater on today, but my mother bought me this sweater in the winter of '88. I was 16 years old, and it still looks brand new, like if I got it off the rack, man. Some little things to me mean the most. I've always kept all the sweaters my mother gave me. And, and if you're a conservative watching this, when my mother, when I was very young and we're really heavy into the Protestant church, it's just skirts, skirts, pantyhose, and a very simple blouse. All the women were just extremely plain, man. Because that's like, they were like taking after Jesus to be plain, to downplay themselves. But my mother would read Red Book and Cosmopolitan and Glamour because she loved fashion. And so I thought, as a little boy, I'm looking at my mother, and I used to look at what she did, what is she reading, and then seeing the models and the different fashion in the late '70s and into the early '80s. But my mother, that's not a problem, It's like in the mid '80s, my mother says, I can wear what I want to wear. I wanna. And my mother used to. What's interesting about my mother is she had a great understanding of prints. She was wearing the leopard prints and zebra prints and a great ensemble of her prints back in the mid '80s. Well, dude, that's cool right now, dude. All the chicks over the last a couple of years, that's made a comeback. But every time I see that, I always remember my mother has a great understanding of fashion. And I remember we would go. I remember when she was emerging to say, "Well, I want to wear what I want to wear. It's okay. Jesus doesn't hate me if I'm not plain. You don't have to be, man. What do you like? Do what you like." We would go to Dillard's because she would love to shop there. And I remember when I was able to play Karen Carpenter. I will never forget. What's the song? Karen Carpenter had that beautiful voice, and my mother had a Karen Carpenter album that she used to play when I was a little boy, and then the church said, "Don't play that." I don't know. I can't remember what the problem with Karen Carpenter was, but my mother got rid of the album. But my mother loved Karen Carpenter, and I can always remember that. So when I would go to the dealers, they would play that sometimes, and I would say, "Gosh." As a teenager, I would say, "Wow," but I remember my mother playing that as a little boy. Do you ever wonder, if you're a conservative Christian and you're watching this, remember, there was no Christmas when Jesus was born. They're not celebrating Christmas. They're celebrating Hanukkah, What do you think the mother gave? Like, my mother gave me this. What did Mary give Jesus as a present? What do you think? Do you ever wonder? See, I always wonder the little things, like, and I have my vision of what that is. Or when he's with Mary Magdalene and he's with a robe and she just takes a flower and puts it on his robe, and it's just a white robe with a beautiful pink flower on there. And then maybe one of the disciples say, "What is that pink flower doing on your robe? Take it off." And he's like, "No, I'm going to wear it."